Welcome back. Pounding surf claims a series of North Carolina oceanfront homes this week. And unfortunately, this is not a rare event. 18 homes have collapsed along the Outer Banks since 2020. Rodanthe specifically is considered one of the fastest eroding areas of the U.S. coastline, losing nearly 15 feet of shoreline each year. The question is, how do you protect your homes from a changing coastline? In this case, can you really? Joining us now is Assistant Professor of Coastal Studies at East Carolina University, Sid Narayan. Sid, thanks for joining us this morning. We really appreciate your expertise on this. There's been a lot of talk going into these homes that have been just devastating to watch fall apart, especially this past week. What are the biggest factors that drive beach erosion along North Carolina's coast right now? And how are those changing each year?
Good morning, Ben. Yes, so like you said, it's very sad that this is happening, but it's not all that unexpected as well. As we say, when you live on the coast, people living on the coast know that erosion happens. This time, what we're seeing is we're having this condition of we have two storms offshore. We had Imelda and Humberto. We actually got lucky. It was a very rare event to have two storms sort of parallel, but we got really lucky that one of them weakened the other. And then this was happening about a month after Hurricane Erin. So you're seeing these really sort of rapidly intensifying rapid storms happening. They're pushing all those waves down onto our shoreline. The Outer Banks are a great surf spot for a reason. They get good swell from the Atlantic as well. And you're having these homes that sit right on the beach that are really exposed to these waves. It's a dynamic system. It's a barrier island. It's constantly responding to these waves and changing. And in such a situation, this is what will happen if you're really out on the beach over there.
Wow. And, to this point, too, I mean, these are things that happen, but, how can towns along the Outer Banks better balance development with the realities of these rising seas and the shoreline retreat?
Yes, absolutely. You mentioned rising seas as well. There's sea level rise is happening, plus a little bit of land subsidence as well on the Outer Banks. And, by 2050, even at your most optimistic, those sea levels are going to be about a foot higher. And then all of these surges are going to be riding on top of that. Now, the Outer Banks are a beautiful place to live. There are people here who've been living for generations. I have a home as well on the Outer Banks. And so it's really difficult, right, to balance this sort of we want to live here, but at the same time, we have to face the reality that this is a dynamic coastline. And so I think really in the short term, the only thing that we can really do is to give the ocean that space in the short term. North Carolina is wonderful in that the beaches are all public access and protected. If you were to start building seawalls, those beaches are gone. What makes the Outer Banks beautiful are gone. And so it's in the short term, it's really just giving the ocean space, maybe moving as far inland as you can go on this strip of land. And then in the long term, really be thinking about what this means for the Outer Banks as a whole. So for example, if you take Ocracoke and Bald Head Island, these are islands where people have sort of got used to the idea that this is a dynamic island, can only be accessed by a ferry. The people living over there know the kind of system that they're living on. And tourists coming there understand that as well.
Yeah, definitely. And you yourself having a home out there, I mean, it's a whole community that's being impacted by this. And you kind of mentioned, the sea levels rising. This is something that you guys are expecting and preparing for in the short term, and also needing to look into the long term as well for that future. In regards to the community and, being a part of that yourself, what does that look like, building that along the North Carolina beaches for a community-wise basis?
That's a difficult one, I think, because communities that have been here, especially I'm sort of, moved here not too long ago, but there are communities here that have been here for generations that it is difficult for people to say, oh, we shouldn't be living here and we should move out. And so I think it's really just a recognition of what the next sort of 20, 30, 40, 50 years are going to look like, and then try and understand, okay, do we have space to move back, or do we need to think about long-term plans if these beaches are going to keep eroding? Like we said, sea level rise and land subsidence are not going to really stop. Plus, you have this issue of rapid hurricanes coming one after the other. You mentioned Milton and Helene as well. So it's not unique to the Outer Banks, right? Like in the Gulf, when Helene happened, Milton happened 2 weeks after that. And shorefront communities that were devastated and had to sort of make the same choices as well. These are very difficult choices that we will have to make going
Yeah.
forward.
Absolutely. I think you said it great there. It's going to be difficult choices to make, and it's something that is eminent for our future, so something that needs to be discussed constantly and thought about as well. Thank you so much for joining us again, Assistant Professor of Coastal Studies at East Carolina University, Sid Narayan. Thanks again for your insight.